Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. In this series of videos, we're looking at Universal Audio's Luna software. And in this video, we're going to be concentrating on ARM, which is Accelerated Real-Time Monitoring. If you haven't liked and subscribed, like and subscribe, and you'll be notified of any future videos that come out from the Studio Rats. Okay, so what is ARM? Well, ARM is a way of getting your recording path down to the lowest latency as possible to be efficient for your UAD Apollo interfaces. So basically, it's a way of running an Apollo direct into your DAW, just like a Pro Tools HDX system would do. So what I'm going to do is to record this guitar part, and I'm going to do this using the ARM workflow. So here are all my guitars. What I'm going to do is to leave this one muted, as I'm going to be replacing this guitar here. Now I'm going to use the shortcut Shift, Command and N to create a new track. And as you can see, this box has appeared on the left hand side. Now it's an audio track. We're going to leave it mono, as I'm going to be plugging the guitar straight into the front of my UAD Apollo X6 interface. And let's call this guitar lead. Okay, click OK. So as you can see now, this new track has popped up. So what I'm going to do first of all is to put some plugins, some UAD plugins inside my unison and my record effect slots. And I'm going to explain what the record effect slots are as we go along. So the first thing I need to do is to arm the track. Now in my record effect slot, I'm going to put a Friedman amp in there. And let's choose the DS40 for this. Now you might be asking, why did I put the Friedman amp in the record effect slot as opposed to the unison slot? With the unison slot, I want to use for a tube screamer. But let's pick up a guitar and let's get the sound sorted. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is to turn down the bass, turn up the treble and the presence. And let's go into the high input. In my unison slot, I'm going to put in a tube screamer. So I'm going to click there and let's type in tube screamer and let's choose it there. So now I've got more or less latency-free access to these two plugins straight inside the DAW. Okay, let's bring the overdrive down and the tone up just a little bit. Bring the overdrive down a bit further. I've got the sound that I want, but it's pretty uninspiring. I'd like to have some reverb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my mixer and I'm going to go all the way over to where my effects are. I normally have all my effects at the top of my session. Now I'm going to choose capital chambers. Now as you can see here, we get this button called ARM, and I'm going to choose aux 1 for this. Right, let's go back to my track, and now I'm going to choose Ascend. I'm going to go to capital chambers. Right, let's turn up the reverb. So now I've got the whole chain going through and it's more or less latency free. I cannot feel any latency at all. But I also want to have some delay. So I'm going to click on the second send slot and I'm going to choose another bus here. So let's call this guitar delay and click OK. Now that's going to put this bus right underneath this track. So let's click on that track, and in my inserts, I'm going to choose delay. So let's have a quick look, see what delays are available. Right, let's choose the Precision Delay Mod L, and I'm going to choose a preset that I've already created called PD Lead Guitar Delay. So now I've created this delay track, and I want to monitor through this delay. I'm going to make sure the ARM track is highlighted, and we're going to choose aux 2. Okay, let's go back to my track, and now if I turn up my send, I've also got delay as well. So let's bring that back just a little bit. So now that track is ready for recording. Let me just explain what record effects are. Now, record effects are a way of basically baking in the sound into the audio file that you're recording. So everything that I've got inside my record effects is going to be recorded inside the audio file. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose an EQ, as I just want to take out a little bit of bass. So let's choose the API 550A. Now what I'm going to do here is to put on the high pass and just bring back 50 Hertz just a little bit. Now I'm not sure whether this guitar is in tune, so I'm going to click here and let's type in tuner. Okay, and we can bring up the BX tuner. Now let's tune up the guitar. Let's go for a take. Okay, now we've got that track recorded. Now we're going to take it out of record mode. Now watch what happens to my record effects. So all of my record effects and my unison slot has now disappeared. So if we listen to the take, you can hear that all of those effects have been baked in to that audio file. But the clever thing about the Lunar Workflow and ARM, if I go back and I rearm that track, watch what happens to my unison slots and my record effect slots. Everything comes back. So it means that I can continue to use exactly the same chain throughout my song on that track. I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I hope you guys got something out of that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified of any future videos that come out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.